Khalwale is saying that you would have exercised power without responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you try to balance that? Okay, fine, this is the situation where we are in as a country. This is what we can afford, so let's go with it.
First of all, let me say without fear that Khalwale is lying as to the nature of the debate in the House. There was a division of revenue bill that was passed by the National Assembly. He says he's been in Parliament longer than me. He missed the orientation at the new Senate because I think he says he has experience. During orientation, because I was a first-timer, I attended dutifully. They told us that you can distinguish between a Senate bill and a National Assembly bill just by the color. The color of the bills from the National Assembly is green. The color of the Senate bills is blue. There was a green bill, Khalwale, that was put before the Senate. It was a division of revenue bill passed by the National Assembly. It was 385 billion shillings for counties and the rest of the money for the National Assembly, for the counties. When the money, the bill came to the House, it was committed to a committee. It's called the Finance and Budget Committee, chaired by Senator Ali Roba of Mandera. That committee report was very objective, saying, because if you look at what the Constitution says, the singular role of the Senate under Article 96 is to represent counties, not national good, not your political party, to represent counties and serve to protect the interests of the counties and their governments. That is why you are elected as a senator. There is no other job. Don't listen to these stories Khalwale is telling you. Now, even in the question of distribution of resources here, if you look at Article 203, you talk about national good. The following criteria to be taken into account in determining the equitable share. Under 203(1)(b), C, it says the needs of the national government determined by an objective criteria. And the next one, to ensure that county governments are able to perform the functions allocated to them. This figure of 407, by the way, Trevor, was proposed by the Commission on Revenue Allocation, a constitutional commission under Article 215, whose single role is to guide the Senate on what is the objective criteria for the allocation of resources. Now, when this bill comes, when the amendment comes, because the Committee on Finance and Budget proposed the amendment that instead of the 385 that was passed by the National Assembly, we as a Senate should go with the figure that was proposed by the CRA, which was 407 billion. It is a committee report, a report of a committee of the Senate, chaired by the Senator of Mandera, that brought the question of, let's move this 385 passed by the National Assembly to 407. We rejected a recommendation of our own committee. The 22 senators voted against that amendment, including, by the way, members of the committee led by the chair himself, Ali Roba of Mandera. They voted against the 407. So, Trevor, it is a very sad day for devolution, that you can actually be elected to protect the interests of the counties. Then you come and tell us stories about national interest. And I'll discuss this national interest. In this budget, 360 billion shillings is being added on the amount that the national government was receiving last year. In that division of revenue, 360 billion more to the national government, as opposed to 15 billion more to the county governments, as was passed by the National Assembly. In this particular financial year, the Senate has not added the counties a single shilling. This 15 billion was added by the National Assembly in the green bill that I have told you. So where is the equity? Why does the national government desire or require 360 billion more from last year? Where is this money going? It's going to buy vehicles for Musalia Mudavadi, Rigathi Gachagua, and William Ruto. The 800 million shillings that we were told. It is going to pay these political rejects who are appointed as cabinet chief administrative secretaries. It is going to for T and Mandazi to State House. Where is the equity? We had the CS for Treasury before the PEAK, the Senate PEAK, Public Investments Committee, in Bunge just the other day. And he told us, because we asked him, We keep discussing these pending releases, exchequer releases to counties. We never discuss how much money does the National Treasury owe the national government, so that we see even Treasury is being fair in how it releases money to the two levels of government. We have argued that, in fact, this National Treasury is behaving like a national government treasury. And the evidence is there that, Trevor, 2 months to the close of the financial year, the counties are owed 90 billion shillings. Out of the 370 that was allocated, it's almost 25%. Meanwhile, the Treasury CS himself confirmed that only 211 billion out of the 2 billion shillings that went to the national government in the last financial year is owing 2 months to the election, less than 10%. You can see that there is a problem. We were very perplexed that our colleagues would not even put up a fight for the sake of their people. So when Khalwale stands next time to say, oh, we need money for completion of the hospital they are building in Kakamega, the people of Kakamega should always remind him that there was an opportunity for you to put up a fight. Khalwale, even if you added just 10 shillings to the amount that was passed by the national government, by the National Assembly, you would have done your job as a senator. Even if it was just 10 bob, so that the people of Malinya can know that the bullfighter fought. But when a bullfighter refuses to fight, it's a problem. Okay. Omwami, put up a fight for your people. Let's go to mediation. Every single year, I have watched the Senate go to mediation with the National Assembly. And there has been an extra coin extracted from the proposals from the National Assembly. All we wanted for you to do, all the people of Kenya expect you to do, is to do what? To put up a fight. Okay. Lastly, Trevor, yesterday, there was a debate on the Equalization Fund. Yeah. Do you know? The Equalization Fund, according to the Constitution, is supposed to help counties that are so-called marginalized to bring up basic services like water, roads, and hospitals to the level enjoyed by other people. Out of the 34 counties that are receiving that Equalization Fund because they are poor, marginalized, 23 of them voted against extra allocation of the 407 billion. Their senators refused money. Then you come and cry for the Equalization Fund. Yeah. We in Nairobi, we say, pesa ni pesa. Yeah. There is no difference between money is money. Okay. You cannot leave money on the table. Yeah. Then you start crying about Equalization Fund to build hospitals, because, as I gave the example yesterday, a contractor building a dispensary will not ask you, is this money from the shareable revenue or from the Equalization Fund? Yeah. Money is money. If you have left money on the table as a senator of Turkana, you cannot come and cry about the Equalization Fund.
All right. Veronica, did the senators simply